7 signs you hate yourself. I detest myself. If you're filled with passions of tone abomination, you know how frustrating they can be. Not only does tone abomination limit what you can achieve in life, but it also worsens internal health conditions similar as anxiety and depression. It's hard to avoid comparing yourself to others. We all do it from time to time, at work, at academy, with musketeers, on social media. But this act of constantly assessing how you measure up can have a big impact on your internal health and how you see yourself. A simple, "I'll no way look like her," can snappily helical into, "I'll no way be good enough for anyone." Before you know it, just looking at yourself in the glass can spark studies of tone abomination and frustration. These passions can be particularly distressing if you formerly live with an internal health condition, similar as anxiety or depression. Tone loathing is constantly feeling hate for yourself, which can lead to severe conditions like depression and substance abuse. But with remedy and different exercises, you can change the way you look at yourself. Then's everything you need to know. How does this affect a person's life? When the feeling of tone abomination and anxiety becomes too strong, there's a threat of engaging in destructive behaviors to deal with or numb the unwelcome passions. Cutting or else damaging the skin can be a way to relieve the anxiety and to discipline the body as well. A person with tone abomination can get the feeling that the body needs to be purified. Eating diseases and abuse of alcohol and medicines are other ways to attack the body. It's also possible to develop suicidal studies. Tone abomination and destructiveness beget a person to withdraw. Segregating oneself is a way to conceal one's state of mind and behaviors. It's common to feel shamed and also feel indeed worse because of this. Maybe the person feels that they don't indeed earn to feel happy. This can make them stop minding about, or indeed avoid effects that would make them feel more. Similar as good food, good sleep, exercise, and socializing with others. Can effects ameliorate? From time to time. Everything negative a person thinks about themselves can feel as if it were true. As if there's no way out other than continuing to bully or discipline themselves. But their head is deceiving them. There are other, better ways to deal with these passions, which will ultimately make the victim to feel more. Hurting yourself can palliate the delicate passions for a moment, but is now a good result in the long run. The stylish thing to do is rather to start taking care of yourself and showing yourself compassion. To work up your courage and tell someone how you feel can reduce the feeling of loneliness. 1. You tear yourself down. When you detest yourself, you become your own worst critic. You suppose extremely harsh effects about yourself and indulge in tone, pity a lot. So much so that talking yourself down has become a diurnal habit for you. You are so hard on yourself that you can't forgive yourself when you mess up and snappily condemn yourself whenever commodity goes wrong. Indeed, if it's not your fault, you no way recommend yourself for a job well done, but rather condemn yourself for indeed the smallest of miscalculations. You are agonized by passions of guilt, worthlessness, and inadequacy that manifest themselves as frequent complaints about yourself and your life. 2. Learn how to say no. The further you detest yourself, the more you'll try to please and impress the other people around you all the time. After all, if you intimately believe that you are a rotten piece of shit. Also, it follows that you'll overrate what other people suppose of you, and you'll unconsciously devote all of your sweats to manipulating them into allowing you are not the awful person you intimately believe you are. The word yes gets a lot of hype these days, but I want to bring back the power of saying no. Saying no is enough stupendous when you know when and how to say it right. You say no to doing a bunch of pointless effects that you do and suppose is important in life. You say no to people who overreach their boundaries and make illegal demands of your time or attention. You say no to make it clear to others where you stand and what you will not tolerate in your connections. No, it is stupendous. Saying these no's is delicate, of course. That's because the capability to say a healthy no requires a certain degree of tone, respect, and tone care. But saying no to the people and effects that harm your life rather than help is frequently the first step to learning how to love and watch for yourself. Oh, and of course, you learn to say no to yourself too. to punish yourself and keep yourself in check, to remind yourself that you do went. In fact, know everything, or indeed know what the hell you were saying or doing half the time. This is such an uncredited skill, yet it seems to be lost these days in the give me one of everything age. 3. Compulsively apologize. When we say sorry, we mean sorry I live. People who detest themselves apologize for everything. It makes a perverse kind of sense if you believe you are the proletariat of the earth, and you have a sense of morality. You feel bad for assessing yourself on people by being. But because people who detest themselves tend to be regretful and have a strong sense of justice differently, why bother abhorring yourself? They'd frequently apologize a lot. They'll apologize for effects big and small. Apologize for effects that are and aren't their fault. Indeed, for effects that aren't problems at all. Their justifications are sincere. 2. They feel every ounce of guilt and shame that they are apologizing for. It isn't a trick or a ploy for attention. It's an honest attempt to do the right thing. 4. You are being obsessed with social media. When you detest yourself, you'll always need blessing and confirmation from others. However, you need to break and ask yourself why. If you constantly check your social media accounts just to find out how numerous likes you get or how numerous people view your Insta story, realize that you do need people to like your post if you like yourself enough in the real life. You feel insecure around others? Still, it might be time to ask yourself why. If you find that other people make you feel insecure about yourself a lot, most probably it's because you're constantly comparing yourself to them and feeling like you will no way be suitable to measure up no matter what you do. Subjugating yourself to this kind of harsh judgment is a definite sign that you detest yourself. When you look at someone differently, you always concentrate on all the effects that you do want, and it makes you ungrateful for all the good effects you have. You cannot help but feel bad about yourself whenever you're around someone who's happy, confident, smart, seductive, or successful. 6. Our indecisive choosing means not choosing the stylish, but rather choosing the least worst. People who detest themselves find it delicate to make opinions about things. However, they may indeed find it delicate to choose what to eat or what to wear in the morning, if their case is advanced. Making opinions is challenging to people who detest themselves for 2 reasons. 1. It demonstrates a sense of identity. To choose is to prefer. To choose is to say your preference is more important than the preference of someone else. However, doing this is agonizing if you detest yourself and your preferences. 2. People who detest themselves view all roads as leading to failure. Therefore, no matter what they choose, they will get it wrong. This makes choosing lower of an act of pleasure and further of an act of tone destruction. After spending so important time repressing their own solicitations, people who detest themselves frequently do and indeed have a sense of their own solicitations presently. Done long enough, the preference itself will go down. They will begin to witness themselves as having no preferences. So when they say, I do and care, they really do and suppose that watch. 7. You are hysterical to fall in love. Falling in love is commodity scary because it's veritably hard for you to be vulnerable with others. You don't want them to realize that you aren't perfect because you cannot indeed completely accept yourself. You always concentrate on your excrescences rather of your strengths. Therefore, it makes you believe that anyone will ever love you. It makes you close your heart from passing love. Find a therapist. A therapist might be a good option if you have trouble with your internal health, although it's possible to change your mind on your own. A professional can help you get one's trauma under control and lead you to more allowing habits. Take care of yourself, tone. Care is better than tone-destructive. Just home care is about taking care of your internal and physical health. To name just a many, eat healthy food, exercise regularly, get enough sleep, limit your screen time and social media use, spend further time outside, and be kind to yourself. So this is all for today's video. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that you get notified as soon as we upload a video. Also, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in next one.